Hi everyone, welcome back to JPWHU TV. It's nice to see you. I hope you're keeping well and having a good week or start to your weekend, depending on when you're watching this. I haven't talked about this subject for a while. I kind of mentioned it actually in the Portsmouth preview. If you haven't gone and already watched it, then click on the card link that's up here. But because obviously there's been a lot of things going on with Amanda Staveley stuff. I mean, obviously it's now this turning that now that Kretinsky has stated that he's going to be buying the shares again himself. It looks like she's now turning to try and get David Sullivan's. Can't see that happening in any shape or form. But today we're going to be talking about Freddie Potts. I'm about to say Freddie Sears then for a second. Freddie Potts' move to Club Brugge for a 4-year deal for around about 10 million quid, which works out, I think it's about, 12, 13 million euros, something like that. As always, this video is sponsored by the channel sponsor, 3retro.com. Please click the link in the description below that will take you directly through to the West Ham section of their website, where you can purchase some really nice retro gear along with track jackets, polo shirts, sweatshirts and t-shirts made by Admiral and Umbro, so go check those out. Any purchases you make through the link in the description below, the commission that the channel would normally be getting, as I always say, I'll be sending on to the charity Iron Supporting Food Banks. They're based in the Newham area and they're helping those in the Newham area and the Essex County and further afield for that matter, as they're currently supporting a hell of a lot of food banks and have been since COVID. So guys, go grab yourself a really nice retro shirt. You'll be saving yourself a few quid in comparison to the club shop, and you'll be helping those that are less fortunate than you and I. But if you want us to help support the channel by making a purchase through the channel shop, again, links in the description below. We've got the brand new Overland and Sea t-shirt line. There's the Come On You Iron stuff that's been rebranded recently as well. The King of Prague t-shirt, the 8-bit image of Jared Bowen's goal celebration. And also, I've checked your stats, and Fortune's Always Hiding text t-shirts as well, so go grab those as well. At the moment, it is if you use the code Come On You Wines for the next week, then you get 10% off. But if you use the code OLAS, OLAS, then you'll be able to get 10% off for the whole range of the Overland and Sea stuff for this entire month. So yeah, the discounts are going to run out quick, guys, so get grabbing very, very quickly. But let's talk about Freddie going to Bruges. Now, this is really difficult. I said it in the previous podcast I did last week, and I kind of hinted at it a couple of times recently as well. From a football point of view, let's take Freddie's family link out of the equation. As we talked about before, he's a Potts. He's the third or fourth Potts to play for the club. Played for the club now. The whole family and him being an academy graduate. You take all that sentiment out of the equation from a footballing perspective. A lot of us mentioned it last season, myself included, that he's not West Ham material for the Premier League. And I mentioned this in the Pompey preview as well, very, very briefly, because I wanted to do it, keep it more for this video. But for me, from a footballing perspective, this makes absolutely no sense. Regardless of the lineage, he absolutely ripped it up for our opposition that we're playing tomorrow. Pompey fans absolutely love him for what he's been able to do with them. He was even in League One. I can't remember the name of the club now, but I'm sure you guys will let me know in the comment section below. Ripped it up with those guys as well. So for me personally, this makes absolutely no sense. It really doesn't make any sense. However, at the same point, it does, because remember, guys, the remit or the MO or whatever you want to call it, the plan for this coming season is to have a squad that is good enough to take us up to the Premier League at the first time of asking and keep us there. Freddie's very possibly able to do that, to get us up there. Is he good enough to be in the Premier League? We said no last season for a lot of it. So that's why I'm saying it's difficult to talk about it because from one footballing perspective, it makes no sense to do this. From another footballing perspective, 100% makes sense to do this, albeit a season early. That's the problem. If we got promoted next season, sell him on for 15, 20 million. A midfielder that got us to the Premier League, if that happens. That's the right time. That's the perfect time to do it. However, from a financial point of view, because as we mentioned beforehand, the club is fucked in debt, and we need to raise a hell of a lot of money to replace the international TV deal that we're not getting this coming campaign. Yes, okay, there's the parachute payments, but at the same point, yeah, I'm not happy with it. As I say, because as I say, the club is so heavily in debt. Close to close to a third of £1 billion. The biggest ever seasonal loss last season. Well, season before last, I should say, for the 25-26 accounts. Christ knows. Sorry, the 24-25 season, I should say. Christ knows what the accounts are going to look like from the 25-26 season when they're published in January or February of this coming year. Christ knows how they're going to look. So only then, really, and I say it every single window when we do sales like this, we only then can we understand the logic behind it when we see the accounts. And I'll be discussing that as well, for that matter. But guys, put your comments in the comment section below. I know how most of you are feeling about this, but looking at the bigger picture, because that's what this channel's all about, looking at the bigger picture. Do you still agree, or do you disagree that this is the right move to do? As I say, from a financial point of view, it makes complete sense because we are very close to that £150 million, which I've gone through millions and millions of times beforehand. Pretty much every other video we've talked about, really. But yeah, I do feel that we need him tomorrow or today, depending on when you're watching this. But in the longer term, yeah, I think this is the right move. Then don't forget, guys, he's going to be playing for a club that's playing in the Champions League next year at 22 years old. What is it? He's signed on a 4-year deal, if I remember correctly, as I say, and he's the third ever Englishman to play for a Belgian side, something like that. The Athletic did an article about it the other day. Excuse me, but yeah, voice is still croaky because I'm actually now getting more of a cold. So it started off from the karaoke, and it has still lasted literally a week. So it's pretty much a cold now, sadly. But good news is my voice is slowly coming back. I can sing a lot better than I did this time last week, that's for sure. But yeah, and again, guys, thank you very much for your the comments about the WHU songs in the previous videos. It cracks me up. You guys are so funny. But honestly, guys, a hell of a lot of you guys have been watching the channel over the last 4 weeks, and only, what was it, like 50-60% of you guys aren't subscribed. Hit the subscription. I don't ask you to do this very often, but hit the like button, and yeah, and so that will help. I say tomorrow we'll have the podcast. We'll be doing the full-time thoughts, practically instant reaction to the game, and then later on, either Saturday or Sunday, I'll do the full-time thoughts video that will come out. We'll go into a little bit more detail, but it won't be that much far off it, to be honest with you. Because obviously on the Saturday, later on in the day, I'll have more time to process it. But the full-time thoughts concept has always been to be practically straight after the game. We did it with the watch-alongs. I did it as soon as possible when I was a season ticket holder. I did it as soon as possible for the home games as well. So yeah. Anyway, guys, look after yourselves. Take care. Have a great weekend. And I'm not going to do any more Staveley talk. I'm sick to the death of it. I just wanted to get it. Either she buys the shares or she doesn't. End of. So yeah, I'm not going to go in every single morsel that we're getting. It's ridiculous. I started covering it, but I was just, even by the Kretinsky video that I did a few days ago, I was bored to the back teeth of it. But guys, thank you very, very much for your time. Look after yourselves. Like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you very, very soon. All the best now.